In today's video, I will be listing the top 5 richest NBA players, but before we start, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 5. Shaquille O'Neal made an estimate of $290 million in his 19-year-long career. Many argue that he would have doubled or even tripled that amount in today's NBA. To put it into perspective, Rudy Gobert signed a 5-year, $205 million deal, making no less than $35 million per year. While O'Neal is obviously the better player, he never even came close to making that much per year. Throughout his career, he only averaged $15 million per year, with his highest paid season being $27 million per year in 2005. Due to his charismatic and loving personality, he reportedly was able to make around $200 million off of endorsements. Fast forward to today, and he is now making more money than ever before, and is worth over $400 million. He has endorsement deals with over 50 different companies, such as Icy Hot, Radio Shack, Burger King, Taco Bell, and so much more. According to multiple reports, he now makes about $60 million per year, making the money he made in his NBA career look like pocket change. By today's standards, he was severely underpaid, but his post-career success has more than made up for it, that's for sure. Number 4. Junior Bridgman only averaged 13 points in his 12-year-long career, and believe it or not, he has never even made $360,000 in a single season. Now, I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, how is he ranked above the great Shaquille O'Neal? Well, here's how. After his retirement from the NBA, he went on to own over 300 Wendy's and Chili's restaurants. He smartly invested the money he made in his career and put it into all these businesses and made a fortune. His off seasons were also odd to say the least. While other players were getting prepared for the next season, he would be working at Wendy's learning the business inside and out. Even with all of that going on the side, he still managed to be a pretty good NBA player. Bridgman was drafted 8th overall by the Los Angeles Lakers in 1975, but this was short-lived due to the fact he was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Although he was the 6th man most of his career, he still put up solid numbers and had his jersey retired by the Bucks in 1988. As of now, he's worth over $600 million. Number 3. Magic Johnson was one of the most beloved and famous NBA players of all time, and even though he was one of the best, he made less than $40 million in his career. Just like other past greats, much of his financial success came after retirement from the NBA. As of now, he owns 30 Burger King restaurants, dozens of gyms, and even invested in other places such as Starbucks. It's apparent that he wasn't just an intelligent player, but he's also a very smart businessman too. According to reports, he is worth over $620 million, making him one of the most wealthy athletes of all time. But he couldn't have got there without arguably his most beloved cardinal rule. Magic Johnson believed that working with his friends or family was a bad idea and should be avoided at all costs. That's the killer, said Johnson, who added that he became CEO of his eponymous billion-dollar conglomerate by rejecting friends and family in favor of the shiny suits who sat courtside at the Lakers games. They hired these people not because of their expertise, but because they're friends. Well, they'll fail. This requires a lot of discipline and showed just how determined he was to be successful. Number 2. LeBron James entered the league at only 18 years old, and since then has made over $385 million up to this point. He's currently under contract for the Los Angeles Lakers and is guaranteed well over $90 million for the next 2 seasons. In 2014, LeBron received $30 million from Apple when they purchased Beats by Dre, and on top of that, he's been endorsed by Nike since his rookie season, and they even signed him into a lifetime contract at the end of 2015. LeBron's endorsement deals clearly make him a lot of money. Walmart, Beats, GMC, Pepsi, AT&T, and Blaze Pizza bring him in over $100 million alone. James also owns the Boston Red Sox, Liverpool, and 50% of NASCAR's Fenway Rouge Racing. In an episode of Uninterrupted, LeBron said this about his early years: "Being a first-generational money maker in the household is a scary thing for an 18-year-old. James says, "I went from sitting in classrooms and in May graduated high school to being a multi-millionaire a month later in June, which is insane." During LeBron's senior year of high school, he rejected the president of Reebok's $10 million offer, mainly due to the fact that in the deal, he had to promise he wouldn't negotiate with Nike Adidas. This is what he had to say about that incident. "I started thinking, if this guy is willing to give me $10 million check right now, what is to say that Nike or Adidas is not willing to give me 20 or 30 upfront? Maybe the upfront money isn't even the biggest thing. Maybe let's start thinking about the back end." James says, "I've always known, and it comes from my uncles as well. Never put all your eggs in one basket." Well, it's obvious, even as a kid, LeBron always had a business mindset, and turning down Reebok was one of the best decisions of of his life. As of now, LeBron is worth over $1 billion. Number 1. Michael Jordan is known as the greatest player to ever step foot on the NBA court. Jordan made $94 million during his career, and while that is indeed a lot of money, it was still not enough to compliment who he was as a player. I'm sure now he doesn't complain about that, but he has bagged tons of endorsement deals with brands like Nike, Gatorade, Hanes, and much more. It is said that Nike brings in more than $130 million alone. He was also endorsing McDonald's and even had a burger named after him, which made the first celebrity to ever have a meal named after him. In 2010, Jordan became the owner for his hometown team, the Charlotte Hornets, and while many still laugh at his ability to construct a team, I don't think they'll be laughing when they see his bank account, because MJ is worth over $2 billion, making him the richest NBA player ever. Did you enjoy the video? If so, hit the like button and subscribe to NBA Swish for more amazing NBA content like this. Take care, and I hope to see you in the next one.